everyone, it's Nadia from YARNutopia. Today we're making number 277 granny square of our 365 days of granny squares. This one is awesome. It's very simple to make and it worked up really fast for me. We are using V-stitches quite a bit in this project and I'm fast becoming a lover of V-stitches. These are just awesome stitches all the way around. Very interesting design, and it's a basic double crochet, chain one, and a double crochet, and it just gives a really pretty pattern. This square is called Topaz Square, and it is a 9-inch granny square today, but you can end on different rounds to make yours smaller. So we're doing 8 rounds in this square to make it the 9-inch granny square, but you can end on different rounds to make it smaller. Or you can go on to making more V-stitches and making it bigger. It's totally up to you. But this square today is designed by Mad Crocheter, aka Susan Hinton, so make sure you follow along with her written pattern that is linked in the description of this video. It's also linked at the bottom of the blog for the 365 days of granny squares, and then you'll see that on the Facebook as well. So it's linked everywhere so you can find the written pattern. Follow along with it because it's really well written, and you can see the colors she came up with on her pattern. Speaking of colors, I'm using 4 different colors today. These are just scrap yarns, just small amounts are needed in this project. I'm using the 4 different colors. You can use as many different colors as you'd like in this square. I am going to demonstrate this granny square in an H size crochet hook, which is 5 millimeters, so make sure you have that handy, as well as a yarn needle and a scissor, because we'll be cutting our yarn and sewing in our ends, especially when we change color so often. Now before we start, I have to mention there are other links in the description of this video, so you will find that link to the written pattern by Susan, but you will also find the link to the blog 365 Days of Granny Squares. So if you are a newcomer to this project, welcome, and I hope you enjoy these granny squares. That you can find any questions answered, in that blog post of the 365 Days of Granny Squares on YARNutopia.com. What you can do with these squares, where to find the written patterns, all that stuff is in the blog. And then you can see the projects that I've made. There's links in there for the blankets that I've made. I made a table runner, all that good stuff, so you can see all that. Also, there is a link to my Facebook and Instagram in the description of this video, so make sure you share your photos of today's square on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure to hashtag 365 Days of Granny Squares and hashtag YARNutopia so I can see your square on Instagram. I'll go double tap your photo and comment on my favorites. You can follow me on Snapchat. I'm YARNutopia on Snapchat, so you can see behind the scenes clips of what we do here at YARNutopia headquarters and what I do in my personal life. All that good stuff. Last thing, I have to say a big thank you to my dad, Fuad, Azmat, for taking the time to make these videos with us. He is our videographer, editor, and photographer for all of our videos, so make sure you hit that red subscribe button so we can give you an update on when he posts our next video. So now, let's get started and make number 277 granny square. Let's start out by making a slip knot, so put your short end over your long end, then fold that down and then pull that through and pull tight, insert your hook, and we can start. So let's start out by chaining 5, so yarn over, pull through, 1, yarn over, pull through, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to come all the way to the first chain way over here and make a slip stitch to form a ring. So go into that chain, and then yarn over and pull through that loop on your hook. Okay, pull tight, and there's your ring. If you know how to start with the magic ring, you can start that way as well, but going right into round number 1, we are going to chain up 3, so yarn over and pull through, 1, 2, and 3. And that's going to count as our first double crochet of this round. Now into this ring we are going to put 15 double crochets for a total of 16 stitches, because like I said, that chain of 3 counts as a stitch. So yarn over, go into this ring, yarn over and pull through, and then yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops. Just like that. That's a double crochet. So again, yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's 2, this is 3, this is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see I'm working in a circular form around this ring. 10, 11, and I'm working over the top of my straggler too, that loose end there. 12, 13, 14, and 15. All right, so this is what it should look like. If you need to count back 16, it should lead you up to this chain up 3 here. We're going to slip stitch to that. 1, 2, 3, go into that chain up 3 there, then yarn over and pull through, and pull through. Sorry, there you go. Pull through everything. Pull tight, just like that. Now if your circle in the center here is a little bigger, you can pull that straggler that's in the back there, you can pull it tight and it will cinch that center closed, and then you can sew in this loose end. But now going right on to round number 2, we're going to chain up 3. If you're going to fasten off and change color, you can start in any stitch around, but I'm not going to change color yet. I'm just going to chain up 3 right here. And then in the same stitch, we're going to put a double crochet. So yarn over, go back into that same chain up 3 that we just slip stitched into, go into that, then yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. So now it looks like there's 2 stitches in that same stitch, because that chain up 3 counts as 1. Now we're going to work 2 double crochets into each stitch around. So yarn over, go into this next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and just keep doing that all the way around, putting 2 double crochets into each stitch. So at the end of round 2, you should have 32 double crochet, and then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 3. When you come back around and you have your 32 stitches all the way around, it should lead you up to this chain up 3 right here. We're going to slip stitch into that. So go in, yarn over, pull, oh, I keep getting stuck here. Go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. There we go for that slip stitch. Now we're going to go on to round 3. If you want to fasten off here, change your color, start in any stitch around. We're going to go right into round 3. I'm not even going to change color. We're just going to chain up 3. 1, 2, and 3. And again, just like those last 2 rounds, that chain up 3 counts as a stitch. So now for round 3, we're going to double crochet into that same stitch. So yarn over, go back into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into and chained up 3 in. Go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now we're just going to put 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Now in the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets. So this is 1 and 2. And then in the next stitch, we're just going to put 1 double crochet. Okay, and we're just going to repeat that around. So every other stitch has 2 double crochets in it. So this one right here, put 2 double crochets in there. And then the next one just gets 1 double crochet. Then the next stitch gets 2 double crochet, and then the next stitch gets 1 double crochet. So do that all the way around. At the end of round 3, you should have 48 double crochets, so then I'll meet you up and we'll go on to round 4. Alright, this last stitch will have 1 double crochet in it. If you need to count back around, you should have 48 double crochets on round 3 here. So now I'm just going to slip stitch to the first chain up 3 right in here. Just go in, then yarn over and pull through and pull through. Okay, you can pull tight. And at this point I am going to fasten off this color. I already cut my yarn, so I'm going to chain 1 and pull that through to fasten that off. If you want to continue on with that same color, you could have just chain up 5 and go on to round 4 with me using that same color. But I'm going to change color here. If you're changing color, you can start in any stitch around, but I'm just going to start right in that same stitch right there. And I'm going to grab a new yarn, hook that on the hook and pull it through. And going on to round 4, we are going to chain up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what that counts as is the first 3 chains count as our double crochet, the first double crochet of this round, and the next 2 chains count as our chain 2 space of the corner. Now we're going to put a double crochet into the same stitch, so it will look like a double crochet, chain 2, and a double crochet. So yarn over, go back into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And there's your corner. Now we're going to skip this next stitch right here, and we're going to put a regular V-stitch in the next stitch. So yarn over, go into this next stitch here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then chain 1 and put another double crochet in that same stitch. And that is a V-stitch. So we need 5 of these in a row, but we need to skip a stitch in between them. So skip this next stitch, and then V-stitch in the next stitch. So skip this one, double crochet, then chain 1, and then double crochet into that same stitch, just like that. Then we're going to skip the next stitch, and V-stitch in the next stitch. So that's a double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Okay, and we need to have 5 of these in a row. So that was 1, 2, 3, skip this one, go into this one here, and put a V-stitch, then skip the next one, and go into the next one for another V-stitch. Awesome, so that's the side of our square here. So now we have to make our next corner. So we're going to skip this next stitch, and we're going to make the corner V-stitch in this stitch right here. So we're going to put a double crochet, then chain 2, and then another double crochet in that same stitch. And there's our corner. So now we just have to repeat what we did on this side, okay, and this corner for the side, each side around to make the square shape. So skip a stitch, put a regular V-stitch in the next stitch. Then skip a stitch, put a V-stitch in the next stitch. Then skip a stitch, put a V-stitch in the next stitch, and do that until you have 5 V-stitches in a row. And then you're going to skip a stitch and you're going to put the corner V-stitch in the next stitch. If you need to, follow along with the written pattern. Otherwise, I'll just meet you up at the end of round 4 and we'll go on to round 5 together. Alright, when you're finished with this round, just skip this last stitch and then slip stitch to the 3rd chain of this beginning chain 5 here. So go into the 3rd chain, then yarn over and pull through and through. Now at this point, if you're not changing color, slip stitch into this chain 2 corner space and then chain up 4 and go on to round 5 with me. But I'm going to chain 1 and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull tight. If you're changing color, you can start in any corner chain 2 space and pick up a new color, hook that on the hook and pull it through. And then chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that counts as the first 3 chains count as our double crochet, and the next chain counts as a chain 1 space of a V-stitch. So we're going to double crochet into the same space. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Then we are going to, let's see here, chain 1. So yarn over, pull through, and we're going to put a corner V-stitch in this corner. So we're going to double crochet, then chain 2, and then double crochet back into there. Just like that. Then we're going to chain 1, and we're still going to put a regular V-stitch in that same space. So if you need to scoot these over just a little bit, put a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet in there. Okay, so essentially in the corner it's a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet, all in the same corner. Alright, Now we're going to, let's see here, double crochet into this next chain 1 space here. So no chaining here, we're just going to double crochet into this next chain 1 space, just like that. Then we're going to chain 1, so yarn over, pull through, and in the next chain 1 space we're going to put a single crochet. So go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, then we're going to do that again, chain 1, go into the next chain 1 space and put a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 1, and in the next chain 1 space, single crochet into there. Okay, so there's 3 single crochets in a row. Then we're going to chain 1 and double crochet into this next chain 1 space. So yarn over, go in, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Then we're going to work in this corner chain 2 space. We're going to put a V-stitch, so that's a double crochet, then chain 1 and a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and make a corner V-stitch, so that's a double crochet, chain 2 and a double crochet. Then we're going to chain 1 and we're going to make a V-stitch in that same space. So that's a double crochet, chain 1 and a double crochet. And there's your corner. Okay, so now we're just going to repeat what we did from after this corner here to this corner all the way around. So we're going to double crochet in the next chain 1 space. Okay, then chain 1, single crochet into the next chain 1 space, then chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 1, double crochet in the next chain 1 space, and then in this next corner chain 2 space, we're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet, all in that next corner. So just repeat that all the way around, and then I will meet you up for the next round. When you finish this round, double crochet into that last chain 1 space and then slip stitch to the 3rd chain of this beginning chain 4 here. So 1, 2, 3. Right in there, just insert your hook and then yarn over, pull through and through. Now if you're not changing color, you can just chain up 3 and go on to round 6 with me, but I'm just going to chain 1 and cut this yarn. Pull it through and pull tight. This next round is a basic double crochet round, so I will just start in that same chain up 3 stitch. For those of you who are not changing color, I'll start right in there, and you can see what I am doing for this next round. I'm grabbing a new color here, hooking it on my hook and pulling it through, and then chaining up 3. Let me get that yarn there. 1, 2, and 3. Now in this round we are going to double crochet into every stitch and every chain 1 space, and then I'll show you what to do in the corner. So this chain up 3 counts as a stitch, so in this chain 1 space we have to put a double crochet. Okay, in this double crochet we have to put a double crochet. In this chain 1 space, let's put a double crochet. And this double crochet here gets a double crochet. Now in the corner chain 2 spaces, we are putting two double crochets, 1 and 2, then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 2 more double crochets in the corner, just like that. Now for the whole side here, I'll show you this whole side and then I'll let you go on your own to do your rest of your round here. Double crochet into that stitch, double crochet into the chain 1 space, double crochet in this stitch right here, double crochet in this chain 1 space, double crochet in this double crochet, oopsie, right there, double crochet into this stitch here, double crochet in this chain 1 space, double crochet in the single crochet, double crochet in this chain 1 space, double crochet into the single crochet, double crochet into this chain 1 space, into the single crochet, into this chain 1 space, just double crochet into each stitch and each chain 1 space. Across this side, oops, there's no chain 1 space there. It's just a double crochet, so don't put any extras. And then in the corners, we're putting 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. But if you need to, follow along with the written pattern. Otherwise, like I said, you can do this round on your own. It's just a basic double crochet round. So then I will meet you up for round 7. When you come back around, just slip stitch to this beginning chain of 3 here. So now we've double crocheted all the way around. If you want to, you can be done with this square, but I'm going to go on to round 7 here. For this square, if you are changing color, follow along with me. If you're not changing color and you ended here, you want to start your next stitch, your next round, round 7, in this stitch right here. And it's counted as, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches away from the corner. Okay, 6 stitches to the right of the corner. We want to start in that stitch there. So if you're not changing color, slip stitch into that stitch just like this, and then chain up 4 and go on to the next round with me. But I'm actually going to change color, so I'm going to chain 1 here and cut this yarn, pull it through and pull tight, and then I'm going to insert my hook into that stitch, that 6th stitch away from the corner. And I'm going to hook on my new color, pull it through, chain up 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that's counting as our first double crochet and chain 1 space of our V stitch. So we're going to double crochet into the same stitch. And now we've created a beginning V stitch. Now we're going to skip 2 stitches and we're going to V stitch into the next stitch. So remember V stitches from round 5 there, or even round 4. Remember this, double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Just like that. Then we're going to skip these next 2 stitches, and in the corner we're going to put a V stitch. So it's double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Then we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to put another V stitch in that same corner. So we're going to double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Alright? Then we're going to skip 2 stitches and we're going to V-stitch in the next stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Then skip these 2 stitches and V-stitch in the next stitch. So it's double crochet, chain 1, and double crochet. Then skip 2 stitches and V-stitch in the next stitch. And just do that until you hit the next corner. So I'll do that all the way across, showing you this one side, and then I'll let you go on your own to do the rest here. Just skip 2 stitches, V-stitch in the next stitch. Then skip 2 stitches, V-stitch in the next. Okay, we're going to have to do that, I think, 7 times. Oops, I didn't chain 1 in there. Make sure you chain 1, and then put another double crochet in there. Just like that. Then skip 2 stitches, V-stitch in the next. Oh, I keep doing that. There we go. And then skip these last 2 stitches, and in this corner, put a V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Then chain 2, and then put another V-stitch in that same corner space. Just like that. And there's your corner. So just do that all the way around, and then I'll meet you up for the last round. When you come back around, be sure to slip stitch to the 3rd chain of our beginning chain up 4 here. So go in, yarn over, pull through, and through. Now if you're not changing color and going on to the last round, just chain up 1 and cut your, I'm sorry, don't cut your yarn. Go on to round 8. I am going to change color, so if you are changing color, then you can cut your yarn and pull that through that chain 1 there. If you are not changing color, you can just follow along. I'm going to start in a corner actually, but it's a very simple single crochet round. We're actually going to start in the corner here, chain up 1, and in the corners we're putting 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, then chain 2, 1, 2, and put 2 more single crochets in that same corner space. Now, on the side, we are going to single crochet into each stitch and each chain 1 space. So in each stitch and each chain 1 space. Just like this, all the way across. And that's it. And then in the corners, we're putting 2 single crochets, then chain 2, and then 2 more single crochets. And that's it. That's the whole round. It's just a single crochet round, just single crochet into each stitch and each chain 1 space. If you need to, follow along with the written pattern. It tells you stitch counts and all that interesting stuff. So make sure you do that, and then I'll just meet you up when I'm about to fasten off. Alright, all you have to do when you're finished is just slip stitch to the first single crochet right here, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and then fasten off. So chain 1, cut your yarn, pull it through, pull tight, and sew in your ends. And there it is! Number 277 granny square is finished. Big, huge thank you to Susan, or aka Mad Crocheter, for allowing us to use this pattern in our project. Make sure to share your photos on the Facebook and Instagram, hashtag 365 days of granny squares, so I can see your square on there. Snapchat me once you're finished so I can see your colors and all that cool stuff, and enjoy your square today, everyone. Happy hooking!